Hi there, this is Lesley Suzette, InspiringlyNatural here with another great video. Thank you so much for all of your support. This is Lesley Suzette, InspiringlyNatural, where we talk about all things beauty, all things fragrance, and all things self-care. And my goal, my aim, is to encourage and inspire as many women to be their most best and beautiful selves, both inside and out. I'm excited about today, you all. I don't know about you, but spring is sprung. Spring is almost here. It's on the cusp of being spring. So today I want to talk about 3 fragrances that you can use by Dossier that are inspired by some of our great designer fragrances. And I want to, just encourage you to start thinking spring and share with you some of my favorite springtime fragrances that I'm convinced will carry me through spring and summer if I needed it to. So when we get back, that's what we're going to talk about. See you then. So welcome back, everyone. So if you're like me, I live in the South. Yes, they call it the dirty South, but that's more like down in Florida. I'm right in the South. I'm in what we call Georgia. And I don't know about where you live, but right now the pollen, that yellow stuff, is as thick as it wants to be on cars. You get up in the morning, you go to your car, and that yellow stuff is there. We can't get away from it. And that is an indication, a sign to me, you all, that spring is coming soon. You can feel it in the air, really. It's a little nippy at times, but today is just a beautiful, sunny spring day in Georgia. And so I said, you know what? Let's get ready for spring. You're talking about fragrances, Lesley Suzette. So share with your subscribers some of the great finds that you have for spring fragrances that can be used not just in spring, but carry us through to summer. And so I wanted to just shine a light on Dossier fragrances, fragrances by Dossier. And I wanted to share 3 amazing fragrances that I think are great and ideal for the springtime. And the thing about these 3 is if you only had 3 for the spring, I believe that these 3 fragrances would carry you into spring and summer. It's just they're just that good. So I want to start with the first one. And that is by none other, again, by Dossier, inspired by, because that's what Dossier is all about. They have these wonderful inspired fragrances. This one is inspired by Miss Dior 2017 version Blooming Bouquet. And this one's called Citrus Peony. Citrus Peony. The first thing about this bottle is I love the simplicity of the Dossier bottles, and I love the magnetic tops. Look at that. Just bam. But this one's called Citrus Peony, and it has notes of mandarin, bergamot, black currant, with middle notes of rose, apricot, and as well as peony, and base notes of musk, peach, and raspberry. And I really love this one, you all. I think it's the perfect spring fragrance. And I'm just going to spray it. And immediately you get that mandarin and bergamot, you all. It's so luscious. It's so fruity, but it just continues with fruit. You get the peach. You get the apricot. You get the raspberry. You get the, oh my gosh, the bergamot, the black currant, the mandarin. It's just so fruit. You talk about a fruit basket with that hint of musk and peony in it and that little bit of rose that's coming through. You have this fruity, floral, mostly fruity floral fragrance that is beautiful and ideal for the spring. Ideal for the spring. You know, you want to smell like a basket of fruit, basket of roses and peony. You try this citrus peony and you will be right on time for the spring. I can see this one being a great fragrance for a brunch, a great fragrance for work. It is just a great fragrance. I'm telling you, it's perfect for the spring. So again, that's Citrus Peony by Dossier. Now, you all, this next fragrance by Dossier is a great dupe or inspired fragrance by Marc Jacobs. And this one it opens up kind of similar to the Citrus Peony, meaning that it does have fruity notes, floral notes. But this one, although fruity and floral, is also that deep, sexy type base fragrance because it has lots of woods and it also has lots of musk in it. And so this one, unlike the first fragrance we talked about, which is perfect for spring, this one is still a springtime fragrance, but you all, this one's coming through just right for those nighttime spring nights, those nights when you want to go on a date with your bae, with your friend, or even with yourself and just be dressed to the nines, or go ahead and put on the nice jeans with the heels and the beautiful blouse, maybe a light hat, maybe not, and just go out on the town on a weekend and just enjoy yourselves. But you also want to be sexy at the same time. Then, you know, that little nighttime sexy going on, grown and sexy, by the way. You want to try this, and this is Marc Jacobs Perfect. This one is inspired by Marc Jacobs Perfect, and this one is called Floral Rhubarb. Floral Rhubarb. Now, I love the note of rhubarb, you all. It's sweet. It makes your mouth water just like the other ones we talked about. But then when they hit this with rhubarb, orange blossom, and peach at the top, when I tell you that is just luscious, but then it comes in the middle with the daffodil, the milky accord, the narcissus, and then at the bottom, that cedar wood, blonde woods, and musk. At the bottom is just all sexy, you all. And this one, just mixing the two, I'm trying to spray that. Look at that. Yeah, real luscious. That rhubarb hits you right away. That peach is in there with that orange blossom. All of that is undeniable in this fragrance. And then you get the floral coming through. And that little slight milky accord really smooths the whole, all of the scents together. It blends it together in a milky kind of way. And then at the bottom, girl, you get these sexy musk and woody notes that just can't, I mean, you'll be a walking, you know, sex, not machine, but you'll be a sexy somebody. I'm telling you, it is amazing. I love this one. And just like the first one that we talked about, the Citrus Peony, beautiful for brunch, but then you hit this at the night, you hit this in the nighttime, girl, and you better watch it. You better watch it, because this one for the spring at night, I'm telling you, you're going to be smelling like, ooh, just sexy. Okay. So this one, that's the difference between that one and the last one we talked about. And that's again, floral rhubarb. Look for a rhubarb, floral rhubarb. Oh, I said it right. Floral rhubarb by Dossier. So we're down to this last fragrance by Dossier. And this one has some of my most favorite notes. I don't know if you all know which note is my all-time favorite note. They're really two or three. Guess what? This fragrance that I'm about to share with you has all three of my favorite notes. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm like, oh my goodness. You all, if you can remember any of my favorite notes, go ahead and put it in the comment section below. Or if when I talk about my favorite notes real quick, you say, hey, I knew that, Lesley Suzette. I knew that, I remembered that. Let me know in the comment section below. Coconut. Coconut is one of my all-time favorite fragrance notes. Okay. I'm just waiting to go to the U.S. Virgin Islands, get me a coconut or something with a drink in it and just enjoy myself. I've always envisioned that. Now, I mean, that's my vision. That's my dream. And coconut, the smell of coconut, the taste of coconut, from coconut pie to coconut cake to coconut scents. I love it. But my next favorite one is Ylang Ylang. I love the smell of Ylang Ylang when it's blended with other notes. It's just beautiful. But my most favorite note, yes, if you remember my most favorite spring summer fragrance, which is in one of my videos way back. You'll remember this one. It's cardamom. Remember, if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, you remember that I love gardenia and cardamom. This is not the perfume I'm about to share, but this is cardamom. Cardamom is my most favorite. And this fragrance that I'm about to share with you from Dossier has cardamom. It has ylang-ylang. It has, yes, coconut. And it even has the nerve to have pistachio. I'm telling you. Now, before I introduce it, I'm going to tell you where you can wear it. Summer night, Caribbean, even the regular beach. I live near the Atlantic Ocean, Tybee, Hilton Head. I can see myself wearing white, floppy hat, sandals, walking on the sandy beaches of Tybee or Hilton Head, taking a stroll down the beach. And you all, it reminds me of that. This fragrance reminds me of beach time. And it is none other than Dossier's Powdery Coconut. Powdery Coconut. Powdery Coconut, you all, is an inspired fragrance. It's inspired by, yes, Mr. Tom Ford himself. Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc. If you've ever tried Soleil Blanc by Tom Ford, I'm telling you, this fragrance by Dossier has to be about 99.9% like a dupe, a replica. It is so fresh. It is so spring, summertime. It is so just, it's a breath of fresh air is what I think it is. And I'm telling you, I absolutely love this one. I've got to spray this one, you all. It is just immediately the cardamom and the pistachio. Immediately. The coconut comes afterwards. It has notes of cardamom, pistachio, and yes, bergamot at the top. The middle notes are ylang-ylang, tuberose, and jasmine. And at the base notes, you get that cedarwood, that amber, that benzoin, and yes, coconut. You all, this one is a winner chicken dinner. I'm telling you, if you just need just a few fragrances in your collection, because some of us, we don't want to break the bank. If you could have 3 fragrances and not break the bank, I'm telling you, these Dossier fragrances, $29, but on sale, sometimes you can get them for $19.99. They discount if you buy 2, if you buy 3, they just keep discounting. And so if you want 3 good fragrances that smell like other designer or niche fragrances, I'm telling you, Dossier is a great company. So way to go. And then you take that, you get 3 and you're good at these 3. I promise you. For me, it will take me from spring right on into summer to the very end of summer. These are just that fresh, just that great, that floral, that fruit, that coconut, all of those notes. They're perfect for the spring and summer. And so, yeah, here we go. Powdery Coconut by Dossier. So, yes, 3 spring fragrances to get your springtime started. I'm telling you now, these 3 by Dossier, listen, this video is not sponsored by Dossier. I just wanted to share with you those 3. I purchased all of those and got some great discounts. So this is not a sponsored video at all. I just wanted to share with you some really inexpensive springtime fragrances that will take you from spring all the way through summer. And so I hope that you enjoyed that. That was fun for me. Listen, I am so appreciative of all of you. This is Lesley Suzette, but you know, I cannot leave without sharing some words of inspiration and encouragement. And so I was thinking about something. I was thinking about how, you know, things have happened to me or family or friends or loved ones. But at the end of the day, somehow that thing got turned around. God turned it around because, you know, I'm a woman of faith. He turned it around and made it good. And it's like, oh my gosh, I thought about just encouraging you and reminding you that God can turn things around in your life. He can turn what could be the worst thing you thought could ever happen to you, and he could turn that thing and make it good for you and on your behalf. I'm saying that at the end of the day, at the end of the year, at the end of a month, God somehow always looks out for us. I'm telling you. And so when we talk about turnaround, I just thought about God turning my heartbreak. Yeah, turning my heartbreak into help. There have been times when my heart was broken, things didn't turn out my way, but somehow God turned that thing around and helped me in that. He helped me in that situation. He helped me to get through. He could turn your disasters into deliverance. He can turn your tragedy into triumph. And he could turn your setbacks into setups. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is there's nothing too hard for God. He sees what we're going through, and then he turns it around somehow, some ways, at some time, and he makes that thing good for us. I'm telling you, he's the God that turns things around. And so I just want to inspire you and let you know that you are not forgotten. That all of the things that you are going through, because it's only March and many of us have experienced some things that we never thought we'd experience. But I just wanted to encourage you, there is hope on the other side, and he can turn your day, your bad day, into a great one. So this is Lesley Suzette, Inspiringly Natural, where I talk about all things beauty, all things fragrance, and all things self-care. Listen, I want to thank you for subscribing. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, and we were looking forward to pushing toward 400. And we are already at 396 subscribers. Let me say that correctly, because I am an educator and I want to read numbers correctly and say numbers correctly. We are at 396 subscribers. We are 4 subscribers away from 400, and we could not have done that without your support. So I thank you for subscribing. Please continue to hit the like button. Oh my goodness, when you hit that like button, it's like saying and validating that this content is something that's worth sharing, and I appreciate that. I thank you for going ahead and sending this out, sharing this content with your family and friends. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when Lesley Suzette, Inspiringly Natural, is back on with another great video just to share some inspiration with you this time. So thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you. And remember, my goal is simple. It is to inspire and encourage as many women as I can to be their most best and most beautiful selves, both inside and out. So until next time, I'll see you then.